This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven son. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching and participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phatts TV on this Thursday night, January the 14th, 2021.
Yes.
Hope everybody had a great day. Joining me as always from his underground bunker in the liberal bastion land of the center part of the state of Pennsylvania, the non-genetically proven son.
Woo!
How's it going?
It's going. I didn't leave my apartment today.
Neither did I. I didn't even go out and get the mail yet, I don't think.
That's good.
So I had asked you after our show on Tuesday,
right,
to go get the clip of me screwing up when I meant to show one video and I showed three others by accident.
Right.
By accident. And you said to me, it's not there, Dad. Non-genetically proven dad? Father?
I went there and I went to your homepage and it wasn't there. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just something's wrong with it. So I went to your videos and I'm like,
yeah.
The last thing streamed ago was 7 days.
Yeah.
6 days.
And by the way, so YouTube once again is censoring Phatts TV. They took down Tuesday's show, which by the way, they took it down like 15 minutes before you tried to do what you were going to do.
Did they really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like at 2:12 this afternoon, or 2:21, something like that. They took it down.
It was about 3 when I decided to go. When I started doing all my other picks and stuff, I was...
Yes.
When you sent me the stuff, and I was like, oh, let me go do that too as well while I'm here.
Yes. So YouTube is saying that I'm spreading rumors of saying that there was fraud in the 2020 election. Now, I don't remember everything that we talked about on Tuesday's show, every word for word for word. They did give me the video that I could watch, but now I can't, like I clicked off of it when I went and appealed, and now I can't go back and rewatch it. So, I do remember on Tuesday me repeating for the upteenth time that, in my opinion, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overstepped its bounds in the rulings that they did. They changed the election law, and only the legislature in the state of Pennsylvania, via the Pennsylvania Constitution, allows that. That I do remember saying.
So what they did was illegal.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And I said this one other time on this show a couple months ago. When I was just a little fats, at the age of 6, I was in first grade. Had my little blue shirt on and my blue pants and my blue tie. Yes, I went to Catholic school. Am I going to be taken down? Is our channel going to be taken down because I went to Catholic school?
Probably.
And we were sitting in class and we opened up our workbooks and we did a whole lesson on what is fact and what is opinion. Now, I will admit, it's been a long time since I've been in first grade. If I remember correctly, James Garfield, I think, was president back when I was in first grade. Or maybe Buchanan was president when I was in first grade.
Taft.
Jefferson. I don't know. But it's my opinion that the state Supreme Court overstepped its bounds. And I got the law on my side, so my opinion is correct, by the way. But even if it's not correct, it's still my opinion. It's not fact. You could dispute facts all you want, but you can't dispute opinions the last I checked. What do you think, non-genetically proven son? By the way, our message board is live and operational, should you wish to chime in.
I would tend to agree with that. I would say an opinion is your opinion. A lot of people have opinions on things that I don't agree with, and that's fine.
Yes.
I may think you're dumb, not like your opinion, but you're not wrong.
I have opinions that you don't agree with.
What's that?
Like, I think I'm the sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't agree with that opinion.
No, I can't say I do.
I have the opinion that your nose covers 2/3 of your face. I have the opinion that you're starting to look like an Amish person with that beard.
I have the opinion that you're just not manly enough to grow a beard.
That's fact. That's not opinion. See? You're confusing fact and opinion.
I've seen you try. It comes out gray.
Yes. It does come out gray. So, I pulled up the email that I got. It says, "Hi, Phatts TV." How nice of them to start out an email that way. It says, "Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our community guidelines. We removed the following content from YouTube." And it says Phatts TV from 1/5/21. Now, that wouldn't have been the show this past Tuesday. That would have been the show last Tuesday.
Thou shall not have an opinion that differs from the almighty left.
Yes, who said that, by the way?
Gemini 2K8.
Yes, that would be my buddy Eric. See, look at that. I even know your name. So it says, "We know that this might be disappointing." Disappointing? No, it's not disappointing. It just pissed me the off. But it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. So me talking about how I think the state Supreme Court overstepped its bounds is making YouTube an unsafe place? Okay, whatever. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details.
You're saying this with such enthusiasm.
Yes. How your content violated the policy. Content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. Okay. Again, me stating that my opinion that the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overstepped its bounds, I don't think fits into the classification that I was spreading widespread fraud. I guess you could say it fits into the category of errors, I guess, but that's not what they're talking about when they say errors. They're saying counting errors. But even if, let's just say, it did go to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the United States Supreme Court sided with my opinion, and somehow Pennsylvania got overturned and placed in President Trump's column anyway, it doesn't change the election results. Last I looked,
that it does not.
Biden would still have more than the majority, enough to become president-elect. So again, what I'm saying does not cause, I'm not advancing false claims of widespread fraud. No, you're just trying to silence me again, YouTube, like you tried to silence me in July. Do I need to break out the song again? Huh? I'll get another copyright strike for the song. For those of you that don't know the song, we played Davy Knowles. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. It's a pretty good version of it, by the way. You should check it out. Ain't no grave Gonna hold my body down. So, it says on December the 9th, we started applying our presidential election integrity policy to the 2020 U.S. presidential election, meaning we remove content that misleads people by alleging that widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. Again, I never alleged that. I said the state Supreme Court got it wrong. If they in fact got it wrong, it still doesn't change the election results. So, my friends at YouTube, restore my goddamn video because it was a good show. The clip that I wanted to post on the Phatts TV Facebook page was a good clip.
It was 3 clips.
If the non-genetically proven son did it when I asked him to do it,
You know what?
this wouldn't be a problem.
You know what?
What? Go ahead.
Cutting out a video is not my first thing on my mind in the morning.
No, practicing bowling was your first thing.
that sort of.
And can you help me? Something doesn't feel right.
Well, something wasn't right.
And who fixed it for you?
Huh?
And who fixed it for you, as usual?
It'd be easier if I had another person there to record me.
Swear to God. So right now, Phatts TV is on probation, I guess. Again, on YouTube. Apparently, if I do it again, they're going to suspend me for a week. My personal Twitter page, or Twatter page, is still suspended. I can't post anything. It's weird. I can see what people are posting, but I don't know how many of you use Twitter. You can have lists in Twitter. You can have lists. So, like, I have lists set up for sports, and I have lists set up for gambling, and I have lists set up for horse racing, and I have lists set up for news and politics and all that stuff. And I can't access my lists. So I could see, the 1,800 people that I follow, I could scroll down and see them all, but I can't go to my lists where I could see only the subject material that I want to see. How strange is that?
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring up my Twitter account. Twitter. Sorry. I keep screwing that up, too. I saw, and I wanted to bring it up on Tuesday's show, and I forgot. Twitter took to Twitter and was complaining that the government of Uganda, yes, I have no life. The government of Uganda was taking down social media so that they don't spread false rumors about the election, so that they can't talk about the election, so that one side can't claim falsehoods about the election in Uganda, and Twitter thought that was a very bad thing to do. So it's bad in Uganda, but okay in the United States of America.
Apparently.
America. It's like, come on, man. So one of the sites I do follow on Twitter, now I gotta remember what it's called.
Say your national hockey chant. Always say,
let's go, Buffalo.
There you go.
Why, is Buffalo winning already?
No, they just dropped the puck.
Well, that doesn't mean that they can't be winning.
No, they're not. Let's
go over to computer number 3 here. Disclose. I don't know why I was thinking Discord. Disclose. Disclose TV. Like I've mentioned before, I like Twitter for third-party news. Any more comments on our stream, by the way?
I haven't seen any.
Okay. So Disclose is a German company, by the way.
By the way, is that Django Enchanted poster? Yes, it is. It's not mine, it's my roommate's, but yes, that is a Django Enchanted poster.
Okay. Okay. So, Disclose TV is a company over in Germany that posts news that's not biased in any way. It's not biased to the right, it's not biased to the left, it's not biased in favor of chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream, it's not biased in favor of liking the color blue over the color red, it's not biased in, liking somebody's thumb more than their pinky. It's completely unbiased. They were shadow banned today on Twitter.
Oh.
And they don't know why, of course. So let's look at some of what they said today. I will go over to their page so you could all see. This is Disclose TV. So, as I said, the owner of Disclose TV is one of the earliest German internet entrepreneurs and founded a business that grew to one of our largest internet hosting companies in Europe. He cannot stand the current censorship and will continue to report on it. There's now going to be 21,000 troops in D.C. for the inauguration. Cool.
You don't need 21,000 troops if you're not worried about anything.
That's true. It's not like D.C. is going to be closed off to everybody.
Pretty much.
Twitter's CEO recorded an insider detailing the agenda for further political censorship. When he was just on, he just made a post that got out to the public the other day about how he thinks it's a bad precedent that they had to censor and suspend Trump's account. So I haven't seen this, so let's play this and see what Twitter jerk Jack had to say. I can't talk right tonight. This is weird. Very weird. What's he got to say here?
It is not going away. The U.S. is extremely divided.
We can't hear it.
The platform is showing that every single day, and our role is to protect the integrity of that conversation and do what we can to make sure that no one is being harmed based off that. And that is the focus, and that is the color we wanted to provide.
There you have it. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, recorded by one of his own employees, an insider whistleblower at Twitter, recorded saying this is going to be much bigger than just one account, revealing some censorship. You could see our motto at Veritas, our organization protected by an army of citizen patriots. We've had over a dozen people reach out to us this week with video, evidence inside Twitter. Stay tuned. They may be private companies, but they have more power than all three branches of government. Veritas tips at Proton.
Wow.
Interesting. So, on the inside, he says the censorship is going to be bigger than just one person, but to the public, he says he's very troubled by having to do this.
I think
Interesting.
this is a precedent for what they want. If that's what they want, that's what they'll get.
Absolutely. So
And
we're
they're
gonna
not
have
gonna
to,
like the outcome.
we're gonna have to fight them. Remember, a couple years ago they said, if you don't like what we're doing, go start your own. Parler was born, and now they took Parler off.
Because Amazon owns Parler, basically.
They
And
serve
Amazon doesn't
Parler.
like that. Because Amazon's a monopoly, which that's a whole other question. That's illegal. Last I checked.
Which, by the way,
hey.
here's something cool, and we won't talk much more about politics. We'll get into the sports stuff shortly. Now the good governor nipple piercing, Como, in New York, and now Mayor Lightfoot in Chicagoland have come out and said this week, both of them, we can't keep restaurants and businesses like that closed down forever. We got to open them up for the good of the economy. What? Wait a minute. I know Donald Trump is suspended off of social media, so somehow he figured out how to speak through Governor, nipple piercings and Mayor Lightfoot. Because I believe that's what he was preaching for, the better part of 2020. Oh, he's not going to be president in a week. So now it's okay to say that. Oh.
No, Biden's idea.
Got it. Yeah. Biden's idea.
Something also kind of related to that. I got a email today saying that our mask mandate has been extended. You want to take a guess when till?
When till?
Yeah.
Probably March the 18th.
May 31st.
Oh, so basically the entire semester.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
A, nobody really wears a mask downtown anyways, unless they listen to the news probably. But, what? Really, there's an unbiased company out there, and I don't know what that refers to.
Yes. Your
boy Zdeno Chara is playing. Look at that.
Hey, look at that. All right, so the last thing we want to talk about in politics, then we'll get to sports, is unless you live under a rock, you will know that we are now going to have to deal with impeachment 2.0.
And then 3.0 in a week.
Now,
because those are already coming up.
Now, it's yet to be determined whether or not they could actually impeach somebody who's not in office anymore. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know why they want to do this. Because if you get impeached and convicted, you can't run for office again. Amongst other things, I don't think they really care that he would lose his Secret Service protection. I don't think they really care that he would lose his pension from the government. I mean, the guy's a gazillionaire. What does that matter? No, they don't want him to run again. Not that I'm sure he would run again anyway. I mean, only Biden's an idiot to want to run when he's almost 80.
He could just to start a new party.
Sure. I mean, but I want to talk about traitors.
A lot of those.
I want to talk about the 10 Republicans, rhinos, that voted in the House for impeachment.
Let me guess. I know one.
Who?
Mitt Romney.
He's in the Senate.
Oh. Whoops. Whoops. My bad.
2. So, we're going to start with the number 3 in the hierarchy of the Republicans in the House, Liz Cheney, daughter of former Vice President Cheney. Representative Tom Rice of South Carolina. Supposedly that one was a surprise. Who else? Dan Newhouse of Washington. Adam Kinzinger of Illinois. Anthony Gonzalez of Ohio. Fred Upton of Michigan. Jamie Herrera Butler of Washington. Peter Meijer, however, Michigan. John Katko of New York. And David Valadao of California.
So, all they're saying is they don't want to be reelected in 2 years. That's all they're saying. They don't want to be in office anymore. Because is anybody with the right mind that would know that?
Yes.
Is not going to vote for them in 2 years.
So let's see here. They didn't vote for impeachment the first time, but this time they did. Is it because they don't like him? Okay. Is it because he's going to be out of office in less than a week now? Or is it because it got a little hot under the collar in the Congress the other day when certain radicals decided to storm the building, recreated the storming of the Bastille, July 14, 1789. Were you a little afraid? Were you a little afraid that the guy who belongs in Duck Dynasty and the guy who belongs in Mad Max or Game of Thrones was coming to get you? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Seriously? Were you really afraid of your life? Seriously? Come on. Besides, you had Lauren Boebert there, who had her Glock. Who, by the way, she had a standoff yesterday because now they've installed metal detectors that even the Congress people have to go through. Needless to say, her Glock set it off and she wouldn't hand over her purse to have them search it.
Could have been on her.
Interesting.
Wow.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Lynn Kerr writing a lot here. That was a good one. Really, there's an unbiased company out there. Yeah, so true. That is it. Dude, you're supposed to be watching the board here, the comment board.
Yeah, I don't understand what she's saying.
Well, that's why you gotta watch when it pops up. All right.
When yes. To what?
So, Phatts TV continues to be censored. I continue to be censored. Now, I could give them a reason to censor me. There actually is a legitimate reason to censor me. There really is. And it's really a good reason. My football picks stink.
They do.
I usually make money at this.
You would have lost a lot of money if you actually bet them.
My football picks have got to be the worst ever. Ever.
You're letting me beat you, basically.
So, to go over last week, we went over, we're doing a contest where we got to pick every game. We're doing actually two contests where we're keeping records on the sides and we're keeping records on the over-under as well. So let's go over our picks. We had Buffalo -6 and an over-under of 51.
Right.
You took Buffalo and
Under,
and I took Buffalo and
over, probably.
Over. Did I?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It pushed.
Yes.
The Bills, I don't believe,
Yes.
covered.
Actually, the line was 6.5 and 51. Yes. So the over, and I did take the over, and the over-under pushed. It was 27-24. So we both lost on the side, and we pushed on the over-under, which, by the way, we did the Phatts Fantastic Five every week for 17 weeks. We picked 5 games each week, sometimes college, sometimes pros. It was our choice. We didn't have one tie throughout the whole season.
And game 1, tie.
We actually tied it on another game later on. So we went 1-1 there. Then the second game, Seattle was a 3-point favorite with an over-under of 42. You took Seattle in the over.
Yeah.
I took the Rams in the under.
So that might have been Seattle's worst game they've played in the last 10 weeks. That was horrible.
The Rams won outright. Winner!
With a backup quarterback.
Who got hurt, and the starter had to come back in.
So, a broken thumb Goff beat them. Oh, Buffalo scored. Look what you did.
Let's go, Buffalo! See, you should be watching the Islanders-Rangers game. Told you.
It's 1-1.
So, I got to win. You got to win. Out of our first 4 picks, we have 1 win.
2 losses.
1 win, 2 losses, and a tie. Then we got Tampa Bay and Washington. We used 8 as the line and 45 as the over-under. You took Tampa Bay in the over, I believe.
Under.
You took Tampa Bay in the under. I took Washington in the under. Tampa Bay and the over cashed.
Tampa Bay, didn't they push? They won by 8.
That's right. That was our second push. That's right.
So I'm pretty sure they won by 8.
That's right. That was our second. 31-23. Yes. It was weird. That was an interesting game because neither team could stop the other team from like the 25 to the 25. It was an interesting game.
So by the way, the Rangers are down 2-0.
Okay. So that was our second push. You won on the over. I had the under. Then we get to Sunday's game. Baltimore 3.5, 54.5. I believe we both had Tennessee in the over.
I had the under in Tennessee.
You had the under. Okay. So I lost on both. You split. New Orleans -10 and 47.5. I had New Orleans and the over. You had New Orleans and the under. And it came New Orleans in the under.
2-0, baby! That was the worst game for them to try to do something new as well. With their Nick thing that they did.
Yeah.
Sure you saw that.
Yes. And the last game was Pittsburgh -6, 47.5. I said this is the easiest game of the week. I said Pittsburgh will blow them out. Shows what the hell I know.
Well, 5 turnovers. If there's not 5 turnovers, the Steelers cover. It still does go over 47.5 either way.
Yes, I had the Steelers in the under. You had the Steelers in the over, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm 2-8-2. You were 5-5-2. So you're kicking my katush.
I went 5-5-2. I made my money back. All right.
Actually, you would have lost with the VIG, but that's okay. So, on our gentleman's bet, where we each picked 7 teams, interestingly, we still have 4 teams left.
4 teams each, and they're all playing each other.
And they all play each other.
So what less could be done this week?
I have Green Bay. You have the Rams. I have Baltimore. You have Buffalo. I have Kansas City. You have Cleveland. I have
Bucks.
What?
Bucks.
I have the Bucks. You have the Saints. So, yes. One of us could potentially have the only 4 teams left.
So no, I did not like how that turned out because I really didn't have the Browns winning. I kind of had my picks based on the Browns losing.
Yes.
Because then I was guaranteed one in the AFC title game.
Yes.
If not both.
Yes. So fire trucks are going somewhere.
What'd you do?
I could look up on Twitter and see where they're going. Twitter. Wow, look at that. You can even see the lights as they flash through your room. Look at that. Look at that. So, on our bracket that we picked, my final 4 teams were Kansas City, Buffalo, Pitt, and Tennessee. So, I got 2 of them. Do you remember yours?
Kansas City, Ravens, Bills, Steelers.
So, you have 3.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, because I got on your case that you took Tennessee and you took Baltimore. The other one, I have Green Bay, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, and the Rams, so I had all 4 right. And I know you had Seattle in there.
Yeah, I had Green Bay, the Bucks, the Seahawks, and the Saints.
Yes.
That's another one where I picked it solely because if the Seahawks win, I'm again guaranteed 1 in the title game.
Got ya. So, let's go to this week's games. And we're going to give our picks so you know what to play against. Just play the opposite of whatever I pick.
I went 5-5-1 or 2.
I'm talking about me.
Oh yeah, you went 2-8-2. You suck.
Just play the opposite of whatever I pick here. So we'll start with the Green Bay LA Rams game. And we use the lines as of noon on Thursday from Barstool Sports. And the line was Green Bay minus 6.5 with an over-under of 5.5. Present
45.5. 5.5.
45.5. Sorry.
5.5.
Well, I'm just trying to get a win here.
Still go under.
Probably would. So looking at the betting market right now, 83% of the bets and 82% of the cash is on the Packers, while 64% of the bets but only 52% of the cash is on the over. So, non-genetically proven son, what say you?
I have the Rams and the under.
Interesting.
I think this will be a very close game.
Okay.
I don't think the Rams will ever look like winning, but I think it'll be close.
Okay.
Like 3 to 5 points.
Okay.
I think both defenses are very solid. What hurts me is the Rams' offense isn't great. It's going to be... You told me it was going to be in the high 20s there in Green Bay. So, it's a little cold. But I think the Packers could struggle a little bit to put up a lot of points.
Okay.
So, 20 to 17.
20 to 17, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
All right. So a couple days ago, I think it was yesterday, I told you I have 3 of my games picked, and there's one where I was unsure of. This is the one I was unsure of. This probably would have been the one you guessed last that I was unsure of.
To pick the line? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, to me, this is going to be flip of a coin. I like the under, though. I will say that, at 45.5. I do like the under, and I've gone back and forth on this game. I am going to settle. Since you took the Rams, I will take Green Bay. Just because they're your favorite team, and I can laugh at you when they cover.
when they beat them by 20.
Yes. Now, a couple reasons why I actually did like Green Bay. Jared Goff has played in cold weather 4 times in his career. And I think cold weather for that comparison is under 40 degrees. 0-4 against the spread. 0-4. Every Rams loss this year, I believe they didn't cover when they lost. But one good thing for the Rams, when they're an underdog, they usually win outright. I believe they were an underdog 7 times this year, and they won 5 out of the 7 outright. So, I'm going to begrudgingly take Green Bay here. And I will say like 24-13.
So close.
Yeah. Yeah. Are the Rams going to get that late backdoor touchdown to cover? Is the question in my mind.
I just can't see the Rams winning the game, but I could see them sticking around somewhere in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
And then it'll kind of go off of that.
Yes. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, the Rams are going to win 47-41.
That'd be good for the other bet, but I probably wouldn't be very happy as a fan.
No, you wouldn't. On to game number 2. Let's go Buffalo -3 with an over-under of 50. There is a potential of rain and snow or snow showers or rain showers in the game. Potentially it is at night. Buffalo -3 over-under of 50. What say you, non-genetically proven son? By the way, our message board is open if you would like to put in who you think is going to win these games. Again, make sure you play the opposite of what I pick.
I have the Bills.
Okay, by the way, before you go, The Bills are getting 54% of the bets, but Baltimore is getting 54% of the cash. The over is getting 81% of the bets and 84% of the cash.
I have the Bills at -3 and the over 50. That was the easiest over-under to take for me.
Okay.
I think this will be a shootout.
Okay.
As we look here, the average yards for the Bills is 400. Okay. The average yards for Baltimore is 374. That's a lot of yards for the pros. A lot of yards. Yards allowed, Buffalo allows nearly 500. Baltimore's defense is a lot better, except against the pass. The run defense is pretty good, but the pass, not so much. I think, now that you even say there's weather, that gives me more of an edge that the Bills are going to cover.
Potential weather.
Potential weather. There could be weather.
Yes. A snow flurry or two.
The Bills 38, Baltimore 31.
Wow, that is a high-scoring game. So, by the way, the over-under this game opened at 47, and it's up to 50. So a lot of people are agreeing with you. You notice I said a lot of people are agreeing with you.
Yeah, you're not going to.
One of two things is going to happen in this game, in my opinion. Either Buffalo is going to blow out Baltimore, or Baltimore is going to beat Buffalo. My prediction, final score, 24-23, your Baltimore Ravens. Buffalo, not quite ready for prime time. They're a year away.
Either way.
Now, Lord knows I've been on Buffalo's bandwagon for a long time. They've could have won like 9-10 straight.
You're going to say the Ravens already after they blew it last year?
They're covering all of their games, Buffalo. But let's remember, let's go back and rewind the tape back to September. Who did we think was going to make it to the Super Bowl in the AFC, non-genetically proven son?
The Ravens.
The Ravens.
They were going to go undefeated.
Yes, a lot of people said they're going undefeated. They didn't go undefeated.
They lost like 3 of their first 6 games.
Oh, at one point they lost like 4 out of 5. They had to win their last 5 games basically to make it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, my only concern is they didn't look all that great on the offensive side of the ball last week against a weak Tennessee defense. So, like I said, either if Buffalo gets up early in this game, it's over. They're going to take Baltimore to the woodshed. Because Baltimore is not designed to come back in a game if they're down multiple scores. They're a running team, which is why I like the under. Because if I think Baltimore's going to win the game, I think they're going to want to control the clock in the game. So I say 24-23, your Baltimore Ravens. You say 38-31, your Buffalo Bills. I say Baltimore or Bills blow them out. Final score, 31-30 Buffalo. But that would be all right, though. I mean, I would cover because I have Baltimore +3. So, I got Baltimore in the under. You got Buffalo and the over. Next game. On to Sunday we go. The reigning, the defending, Super Bowl winning Chiefs. -10. Over under. What did we say it was going to be for this game? 57.5, I believe.
Yes.
Which, by the way, is up 5 points. It opened at 52.5. and it's up to 57.5. What say you?
I have the Browns covering the 10 for one specific reason. The Chiefs do not blow out anybody. Take out the Chargers game because they didn't try. But Falcons win by 3. Saints win by 3. Dolphins win by 6. Broncos win by 6. Bucks win by 3. Their whole season was like that once they played the Panthers in November. The 8th. Before that, they were a little better. The Browns coming off of an emotional win. So I think they'll be very riled up for this one as well. I don't think they could match the Chiefs, so to say, personnel. I don't think they're nearly that good. But and I also have the under.
Really?
Huh?
Really?
I have the under.
Huh.
My final score, 27-24 Chiefs.
27-24. So you think a close game, a Chiefs win, but not a Chiefs cover, and we're staying under the total.
I still think this is kind of like the Packers-Rams game. I could see the Chiefs being in it, maybe even leading come the fourth quarter, but I think that's when the pressure will mount against them, and they will lose the lead and eventually lose.
So you actually have the Browns winning into the fourth quarter.
Possibly. I think it's possible.
Okay. Now, although you are correct with saying that the Chiefs are not blowing anybody out, I believe they haven't covered their last 8 games or 9 games, something like that.
They are covering this game.
Here's a stat.
Okay.
The last few times the Chiefs have had a bye, I think the last 5 times, whether it be regular season or playoffs, they've scored no less than, I believe it's 35 points. Interesting stat. So the question is going to be, do they have that ability in them to blow out Cleveland? On paper, they should blow out Cleveland. On paper, they should. They have the far superior team. This is, to me, a lot like the Baltimore-Buffalo game. If Kansas City gets up early by multiple scores, this is going to be a blowout. Because Cleveland is not designed to pass the ball to catch up in games. Typically, they are a running team. They want to control the clock. So the question is, if you like Kansas City, I think you like the over. If you like Cleveland, I think you like the under. You like Cleveland and the under. I, on the other hand, like Cleveland and the under. I think Cleveland finds a way, miraculously, to keep it close. They are not going to win the game. Although it would be pretty cool if they did win the game.
It would be really cool if they win the game. That'd be cool to see them in the Super Bowl.
Well, they'd still have to beat Baltimore then, because after Baltimore whoops up on Buffalo.
Yeah. So, it'd be really cool to see them in the Super Bowl, though, if they could.
Yes. So,
and then get whooped by the Packers.
My final score, I do have it a little bit further than you. I have it 31-23. Be that as it may. And our last game, we have the New Orleans Saints as a 3-point favorite at home against Tampa Bay with an over-under of 51.
And a half.
What say you?
Well, we'll start with the over-under here.
Okay.
I am taking the over 51.5. I don't think the Bucs defense will be able to fully stop the Saints. basically. I think the Saints could still easily put up high 20s, low 30s. I think the Buccaneers have been playing a lot better, as I said at the beginning of the season, that they will play a lot better towards the end of the season, and they've definitely showed that they have potential now. Their last few games, they played really good. They scored 31 against Washington. That's actually really good for a lot of teams. Not a lot of teams can score on Washington.
Yes.
Be that as it said, the Saints are 2-0 against the Bucs this year. They beat them opening game by 11. Then they killed them their next game, 38-3.
Yes. Now, let's just say that was the opening game was to be expected.
Yeah. And it's in New Orleans.
Yes.
The Bucs are winning this game.
The Bucs are winning this game.
It is very hard to beat a team 3 times. I've heard you say that. It's very hard. Mm-hmm. And Tom Brady in the playoffs is just a different person. For some reason, it's just a different person. If he should be able to throw the ball. I can't see why he wouldn't be able to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 300 yards passing. And the Bucs win the game.
You want to give me a score here?
31-28.
31-28 Tampa Bay. You are calling for the upset. Well, you are right. I did say it's incredibly difficult for a team to beat another team 3 times in one season. You see it way too often, where if a team wins twice in the regular season and they play them again in the playoffs, they lose. But, and that's a big but, usually the teams that lost twice doesn't get blown out both times. Now, you could say by the scoreboard a 34-23 opening week game is not a blowout. But if you remember back to that game, the final score was not indicative of how that game was. New Orleans controlled that entire game from start to finish. But as I said, it was to be expected. Again, no off-season workouts, no preseason. Tom Brady, new team, blah, 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 blah. So you give them a pass on that. Right? When they met in week 8-ish, week 9, the official week was 9, no excuse for that game. None. New Orleans just came in and beat the living tar out of Tom Brady and Tampa Bay. As you said, 38-3. And I'm not even sure the game was that close.
I remember watching that game. Just Brady didn't look like Brady.
Yes.
He just looked everywhere.
Yes. So, plus, Sean Payton has Tampa Bay's number. Certain teams match up well against certain teams. I said it last week. The Rams match up well against Seattle. And the Rams won. I said Arizona matches up well against San Francisco. They split this year, but Arizona usually beats them. San Francisco matches up well against the Rams. The West is really weird that way. The Saints match up very well against Tampa Bay. It's just the way it is. Yes, I said it's very difficult for a team to win 3 times against another team. I know I said it. Blah, 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 blah. Final score in this game, 35-29, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is correct. It is very difficult for a team to beat a team 3 times, and even though the Saints made the Bucs look like you know,
Doo-doo.
it made it look like Scranton State School for the Deaf was playing the New York Jets. Meaning Scranton State School for the Deaf is the Saints. Yes. If you recall, I actually said when we were predicting, I said the Saints and the Bucks were going to meet in the NFC Championship game. When we first went back and predicted.
And that was a possibility, but the Seahawks blew it.
Yes. And my original prediction was Baltimore, New Orleans. So for my prediction to come right, New Orleans could still win this game and I could still cover. It could be, a 30-29 kind of game. New Orleans wins, and I still have the chance to have my Baltimore-New Orleans Super Bowl that I predicted all the way back at the beginning of week 1.
Yeah, I think I have the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
You did. And Baltimore. And you had the Vikings winning. Yeah.
The Vikings were supposed to be decent, okay?
So to recap, I have Green Bay in the under, Baltimore in the under, Cleveland in the under, Tampa Bay in the over. You have the Rams in the under, you have Buffalo in the over, you have Cleveland in the under, and you have Tampa Bay in the over.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. We disagree on 1, we disagree on 3. We only disagree on 3 picks.
Wow.
The Sunday games we agree totally on. Cleveland in the under and Tampa Bay in the over. We disagree on the team in the Green Bay Rams game, which I could have swore you were going to take Green Bay. You keep betting against the team, your favorite team.
Just because I keep betting against them doesn't mean anything.
And we were completely opposite on the Buffalo-Baltimore game.
I still think Green Bay wins the game. I just don't think they kill the Rams.
When I originally looked at this, I had me taking all 4 underdogs. And all 4 unders, actually.
I took 3 underdogs.
Yes.
2 unders, so.
I took 3 underdogs as well. Just we have different underdogs. So, those are our picks. What say you guys? We got one more segment to do, and that's our hockey segment. So,
Didn't
for
do
those
a
of
bracket?
you, for those, no, we're going to do a bracket. So we did a bracket last week, and we're going to do our bracket this week. So go ahead, do your AFC bracket. Who's winning?
My AFC is the same. Kansas City versus the Bills in the title game.
And you have the Bills winning.
The Bills.
Okay. I am going to take Baltimore and Kansas City. I'm switching mine. And I'm taking Baltimore to beat Kansas City. I had the Bills beating Kansas City the first week. And the NFC?
The NFC, I still have similar. I had the Bucks beating the Saints. And I have Green Bay beating the Rams. And I have Green Bay coming back. Since they get to play in the cold. Green Bay is going to beat the Bucks in a narrow one.
Okay. And who wins the Super Bowl?
The Bills.
The Bills. I'm going to keep... I had... who did I still had Green Bay and New Orleans last week, right? Yes, I had Green Bay and New Orleans and Green Bay winning. Well, I'll say Green Bay and Tampa Bay and Green Bay winning and Green Bay still winning the Super Bowl. So, those are our picks. On to the NHL, and then we'll let you go. Now, for those of you that don't know, the NHL is doing things differently this year, thanks to COVID. They've realigned the divisions, and they're doing the playoffs all differently. Playoffs? So let's take a look at the divisions, first off. And they're actually, like, sponsored this year, too. So we have the Discover Central, which is Tampa Bay, Carolina, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Florida, Nashville, and Chicago. In the Mass Mutual East, you have the Flyers, Boston, Buffalo, New Jersey, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Washington, and Pittsburgh. In the Honda West, you have St. Louis, Anaheim, Arizona, Los Angeles, Minnesota, San Jose, Vegas, and Colorado. Now, For those of you that know stuff about hockey, you'll notice I haven't said one Canadian team yet. That's because they're all in the same division this year. The Scotia North. Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, Ottawa, Winnipeg, and Edmonton.
Those will be fun games to watch. You know why? You don't have to hear the Star
That's
Spangled
right.
Banner.
We get to hear the Canadian national anthem. So, now, here's how they're doing the playoffs this year. Well, first off, in the regular season, it's 56 games, and you only play your division. So there's no cross-division stuff this year. So, Pittsburgh and the Flyers are going to see each other a lot. In fact, I believe they play each other again tomorrow.
Yeah, you play like the same team like 3 or 4 times in a row, and then you go to the next team a lot of the schedule.
Yes. So the teams that are making the playoffs, the top 4 finishers in each division make the playoffs. Number 1 plays number 4, number 2 plays number 3, winners move on, and then the division winners, usually in hockey, the 2 East Division winners face, the 2 Western Division winners face, and then the winners go on to the Stanley Cup. They're not doing that this year because there's no conferences this year. So each division winner gets slotted 1 through 4 by points, and the first team plays the 4th, the second plays the 3rd. So I think that's pretty cool. So we can't really do a bracket because we don't know who's going to be in the semifinals. And neither of us have really studied what we're doing for hockey yet this year. So our way too early hockey predictions from PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven Amish boy is we're going to predict not who wins the division, who's coming out of the division in the playoffs. And then we'll pick who we think's winning Lord Stanley Cup. So that's how we'll do it. So we'll start with the division where we probably agree. We'll start with the Discover Central, where you have the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay. Then you have Carolina, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Florida, Nashville, and Chicago. Who's coming out of this division?
Well, I know who you like, Detroit.
Yep.
I honestly, this division kind of sucks to
Yep.
me. Maybe Columbus could, fight for it, but Tampa's so good into this division. I watched them play Chicago last night. That was a mauling.
Yeah, but let's remember, Chicago's not that good of a team. It's going to be interesting to see who's worse, Chicago or Detroit.
I mean, Tampa played Dallas in the Cup final last year, and they made Dallas look horrible. They're just by far the best team in that
Yes.
division.
Yeah.
So I have Tampa coming out of there into the final.
So you have nobody upsetting them.
No.
Okay. As I said, this is probably going to be the division we agree on. Tampa is going to run away and hide in this division, in my opinion, which is going to mean they're going to be the number 1 seed in the Final Four because it goes by points. So I think they'll have home ice advantage throughout all the rounds that they're in. Just my opinion. So we both think Tampa Bay is coming out of the Discover Central. Now, there's probably one other division where we're going to agree. Probably. But let's take a look at the East, where you got the stinking Flyers, Boston, Buffalo, Jersey, Islanders, Rangers, Washington, Pittsburgh. Are you going to take your favorite team?
I did not.
Okay.
They will make their final, like a division final.
Really?
That's what I came up with.
Huh, interesting.
And they're going to play this team, and they're going to lose in 7. The Flyers.
The Flyers.
As much as I didn't want to take the Flyers are sadly good. I think Carter Hart in net is going to propel them out of that division and get them to the Final Four.
Okay.
I swear to God, if you took the Rangers, there's only one other team I think that could come out of this other than Washington or Philly.
And that's Boston.
No,
Oh.
actually.
Okay.
I think without Chara, they're gonna be lacking a
Okay.
captain.
So I think you are going to like Pittsburgh.
Nope.
The Islanders.
Islanders.
Okay. See, I think the Islanders are going to take a small step back. They're a year away. I looked at taking the Islanders coming out of here, but they made it to the semifinals last year. I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that. That leaves me with only one team, and I can't believe I have to freaking say it again. Which means we agree, and this is very boring when we agree. The Flyers. Now, it will be interesting to see which 4 teams make the playoffs in this division.
I think Philly and Washington are like the 2 like definites out of them, and then the other 2, it could be realistically anybody, other than New Jersey. Sorry, New Jersey.
Yeah. The West. Now, in my opinion, the Honda West has the best teams in the league. Like, matchup. Like, this division to me is wide open. Absolutely wide open. You have St. Louis, Anaheim, Arizona, Los Angeles, Minnesota, San Jose, Vegas, and Colorado. Did you watch? You said you watched part of that St. Louis, Colorado game?
I did.
I guess Colorado didn't look too good because they lost 4-1.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
This is kind of this. I think teams are going to start slow, just because of 0 preseason again.
Yeah, they only had scrimmages, team scrimmages.
As you said, this is a very highly skilled division. People that could make the playoffs: St. Louis, Arizona, Anaheim, Colorado, Vegas, and everyone's saying LA is going to come back this year after being in the stinker for the last couple of years. This was a tough one. It came down to 2 teams for me, and they played last night.
And you're taking the team that lost.
I'm taking Colorado because I think last year I thought they were... Actually, I think I had them winning the Cup last year.
You did. We both did.
And they just... Maybe last night was just, first game, whatever. I feel like the NHL, you could probably throw out about the first 5 to 10 games this season. And then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Colorado will come out against St. Louis in 7.
Okay. All right. I don't know who you're listening to that says LA is going to be halfway decent this year. They're not going to do a damn thing in this division.
I just heard that some people are saying that LA has a chance to grab the 4 seed or something.
If they were in any other division, I would say maybe. Not in this division. I mean, you got potentially 3 out of the top 5 teams in the league. If this was a regular setup, like every team plays each other, you play your division more, I think you could potentially have 3 of the 5 best teams in the league in this division.
St. Louis, Colorado, and Arizona?
Vegas.
You have to throw Arizona in there too.
Yes, my battle for the 4th team in the playoffs is going to come down between Arizona and San Jose. I do not think Colorado wins this division, by the way.
Hey, we disagree.
But I think Colorado comes out of this division. So,
Who
unfortunately...
do you have playing?
What?
Who do you have them playing in their final in the division?
It'll be... I just have a sneaky feeling it's going to be Vegas. I think Vegas is going to just win that division. I think it's going to be... And St. Louis is going to be second. St. Louis is going to be second. Don't be surprised if Colorado's third. And yet they still come out of that division.
Love to see Vegas come out of this spot.
It'd be cool. All right. And the last division is the Canadian division, the Scotia North. Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, Ottawa, Winnipeg, and Edmonton.
Let me make sure I have this right. I didn't look at this one thing. Okay, yeah, I had it right. Okay. This reminds me of the Central. I think a lot of these teams are meh. I think you could basically pick 3 of the top 4 between Edmonton, Calgary, and Toronto, probably. You could argue Winnipeg, but Vancouver, Montreal, and Ottawa are kind of. I have Calgary coming out of this division.
Wow.
Last year, I remember, that's why I just looked it up, they lost to Dallas in the first round.
They did.
But everyone was saying they could get there.
Mm-hmm.
That they can win the cup. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year, with having to only play Canadian teams, they are the best Canadian team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is their year. If they want to get out, they can, and they can make the Final Four. I just have a suspicion, though, when they got to the Final Four, they could struggle depending on their matchup.
Got ya. Interesting. So you got Calgary coming out.
Please do not tell me you have Calgary coming out.
I do not. But I do agree with you that Calgary could win this division. This is my surprise team.
Winnipeg.
And I liked them last year, and they lost in the first round, surprisingly. And I'm going to take them again to get out of this division, although I think they're probably still a year or 2 away from being a really good Stanley Cup contender. Have you figured out the team yet?
Well, there's only 3 Canadian teams that made the playoffs last year, and neither of the other 2. It's got to be Vancouver.
It is your Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, did they? Do I have the wrong?
Yeah, because remember, Edmonton was playing there at home.
Where the hell is Edmonton in this bracket?
They were playing at home. Remember, because all the West games are in Edmonton. And I said that's gonna help them playing at home.
I just can't find them in the bracket. I'm just blind.
And then they ended up losing in the first round. They were in like weren't they in like the 4-5 matchup? Or the 3-6 matchup or something like that?
Oh, I had a wrong bracket. They played Chicago.
Yes, and Chicago beat them. Yes. Remember that was the series where there was like 163 goals scored?
Yeah.
They kept playing really high-scoring games?
Yeah.
Yes. So, I think Edmonton is a year or 2 away from winning, being a serious cup contender. But I think they're going to come out. Now, I would love to see in either the semifinals or the finals, I would love to see a Colorado-Edmonton matchup. I would love to see that. That would be great hockey to watch. And God willing, there's fans in attendance back then, because there's nothing like playoff hockey when the place is filled to the rafters with people. Once we get back to normal, watch a playoff hockey game and then flip over to ESPN and watch a playoff basketball game. And you will see the difference. The playoff basketball game is going to put you to sleep.
We certainly have experience with that. And that was only ECHL hockey.
Yes.
And it was always exciting.
Yes. There's nothing better in the sporting world, and I'm even throwing football in there, than playoff hockey, the atmosphere around playoff hockey. It's awesome. Awesome, I tell you, awesome. So, we're probably going to agree on the Stanley Cup winner, so let's just get it done. We're going to both pick Colorado. No? Wow, okay. I'm taking Colorado.
Tampa.
Oh, so you're back-to-back. Nah.
I have Tampa versus Calgary in the finals.
Interesting. That's a long travel for those teams.
I think Calgary will get the Flyers.
Okay.
And then Colorado, unfortunately, will get Tampa. And if they faced anybody else, they would win. And I think they could win.
And that would make sense that Colorado would have the least amount of points coming out.
It's either going to be them or the Flyers is going to come out with the least amount of points.
Okay.
I think both those two divisions could be somewhat competitive.
Okay. But we both agree that Tampa's going to have the most points.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot.
Yeah.
They play 56 games.
Yes.
They could have upwards of 90 to 100 in that division.
I agree.
I can't see them losing more than 10 games.
Barring injuries, of course.
Yeah, barring injury.
Yes. All right, so that's our hockey, and as I figured, we lost spectators because hockey just bores people.
Apparently, even though hockey's probably one of the most entertaining sports out there.
It's the second most entertaining sport, right behind
Curling.
Curling. That's right. And only slightly ahead of synchronized swimming, by the way.
Hey, curling was exciting when the U.S. team won.
I like curling. Very, very strategic sport.
Got
All right,
a
ladies and
breakaway
gentlemen.
and went right off of his stick.
That is our show for tonight. If you care about any breaking news about what's going on with my Twitter, with Twitter jerk, I mean Jack. God, I can't get these names right. Actually, I do think I had it right with Twatter Jack. Stay tuned to my Facebook page. Don't forget, we do have a Phatts TV fan page on Facebook, and we do have a Phatts TV group page on Facebook. So give them a like. We don't post too much on them other than when we go live and stuff, because I got to give this thing here administrative rights, and I'll let him do some stuff on there. So, we will be back Tuesday when we answer the burning question that's on everybody's mind. How many licks does it take to get to the middle of a Tootsie Pop?
3.
1,
According
2,
owl.
3.
Yeah, according to the owl, 3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great weekend. Watch some football. If you're bored, bring me some food. On Saturday. Sunday, I won't be home because I got to, televise a bowling tournament. So, have a great weekend. And remember, like always, where we go one,
We go all.
have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.